Hey people, thanks again for joining me. Yesterday we spoke about Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat was the king who went out under God's instruction to fight the enemy, only to find that God had fought on his behalf and the enemy were all lying dead in the valley. And it's a beautiful story of the fact that we do not have to worry, we don't have to get involved in the fights that belong to God. They're too big for us. Don't fight those fights. Let the Lord fight on your behalf. But in 2 Kings chapter 19, we have another one. I'm really wanting to convince you that this is true. Let the God fight your battle for you, if that's what is needed to be. His name was Hezekiah, great king. Did some good stuff. Messed up a little bit sometimes, but he did some good stuff. One day he too heard of a great army that was going to come down and wipe him out and steal his stuff. So he panicked a little bit initially, but then this great army arrived and they sent him a letter. They sent him a written letter. And he took this letter and he read it and he thought, well, what am I going to do with this dilemma that I face? And then he thought to himself, and with some good counsel, I'm sure, he said, I'm going to take this letter and I'm going to open it and I'm going to give it to God. So he went to the temple. He took his letter, he placed it on the altar, and he said, Lord, I do believe that this is your fight. I do believe that you will fight on behalf of us because we are innocent. I do believe that this is not part of your plan, that we should be captured by this awful enemy. I do believe that this man should not have all the stuff that belongs to you. Lord, I know this battle is too big for me, number one. And number two, I know that it's your fight to fight on my behalf. Well, it says this, an angel of the Lord, one angel came down that night before the big battle was about to happen. And as I said yesterday, I think Hezekiah went back and he had a good sleep that night, knowing that God had promised to take care of this thing. And his army went out there, and one angel killed 185,000 Assyrians that night, leaving Jehoshaphat clearly on victory ground. I think, man, that gives me goosebumps actually to think that the God of all heaven should fight those battles on our behalf. I think the greatest battle that he fought on our behalf was a battle that took place on the top of a hill called Calvary, where God saw that we were outnumbered and outgunned by the thing called sin, and Satan was laughing in our face saying, it's done, it's dusted, and I've won. And Jesus came through and said, guys, you stand back. This is my fight. And so when Jesus entered into that war on Calvary, it looked like he had lost, had it not. He was dead on the cross. They'd crucified him. They judged him, hung him on the cross to die, and it looked like they'd lost. But they didn't realize. That was the Friday, as you do know. Sunday was still to come. And on the Sunday, the great resurrection took place, and the tomb was opened. Jesus came out. Satan's mouth was hanging aghast. His eyes were as big as saucers. He couldn't believe that he had lost. Now, we try and fight that battle on our own, do we not? We think, well, let me try and be a better person. Let me get the 10 Commandments and a whole lot of other man-made suggestions, and let me take those commandments and let me obey them the best I can, and hopefully that'll win the battle. People, they will never win the battle. You will never be good enough, as good as you may be. The bar is set too high. You're never going to be able to jump that high. But Jesus sees this. And he says, as I fought for Jehoshaphat, as I fought for Hezekiah and won a great victory, for them it was a great victory. For me it was nothing, says God. And then Jesus came, destroyed the devil and the work thereof, and we now have freedom in Christ. God is on your side. He's with you. He's not against you. Sometimes he is against your sin, if that's worth anything to you. I'm sure it must be. But he's with you. He's not against you. And he will fight on your behalf. Man, that just brings within me an incredible sense of confidence. To know no matter what I face in this life, no matter what I face, impending death or whatever, I know that God will be with me and he will fight on my behalf. Folks, if there was a prayer that I could have for you this week, It would be the prayer that you would understand this truth and that you would walk in total confidence and faith in a God who has promised something and he will never fail. Man, that's awesome. Go and have a good day. Bye-bye.